So, welcome everyone to the ninth edition of the Ufology World Congress in Barcelona. Today we have the honor to talk with Francisco Guerreiro, who is the Deputy of the European Parliament and who is leading the project on security and UFO sightings in Europe. Welcome, Francisco. Nice to have you in
For
the
having me.
interview.
Thanks.
So, Francisco, you are leading a keynote on the main stage on the Ufology Congress. What is your main message, especially for this year, and why is it so important to talk about this in 2024?
Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation to be with you and talk about this very important issue. In my perspective, and what I'm doing in the European Parliament is to decrease the stigma surrounding the topic and having a very scientific base while debating it. We know that there's a lot of noise surrounding UAPs all over the years. And so my main work is to talk about it through a lens of science, through a lens of questioning, through a lens of helping professionals that observe this kind of phenomena to have a mechanism to report them. So that's my main concern. I talk to a lot of pilots from commercial flights and a lot of people that also work in the institutions, and they want a clear mechanism for reporting. So they can feel that what they see is then analyzed, and then we kind of reach a conclusion. Whatever the conclusion may be, that's not the main point. The main point is for us to have a system that is unified in the European Union, which is composed of 27 member states, which these professionals can report and then understand what's happening to their report, if it's being analyzed, how it's being analyzed, and then in the end we have a scientific analysis of the problem, of the phenomena, and then we understand, okay, it's a natural phenomena, it's a human phenomena, or it's something else. And so if it's something else, then we will try to improve our monitoring system, our reporting system, and then we continue to upgrade it until we know what is at stake. But what I've focused on is the priority of this mechanism in the European Union.
Wow, this is very interesting, and I think it's a big work because, as I imagine, you will also have a lot of new phenomena that are increasing, phenomena always also from private people. Um, do you see a big change within the last 5 years of increasing phenomena?
Well, I don't know if the increase is real or just that now people feel that they can talk about it. What I do know is that after the congressional hearing also in the US, there are more and more people that are willing to talk about it and to really report on phenomena that exists. And what do I see by talking to a lot of people is that they really need first that doesn't have a stigma associated to that, because several of the people that I talked, they are very professional. For example, on civil aviation, they have thousands of hours of flight, and so they really know what they are seeing, and sometimes they cannot explain it. And afterwards, they should have this mechanism so they can report. And afterwards, I think also important is for us not to just encompass in the European Union, but then exchange knowledge with other regions and other entities so we can understand what it is, because we do know that some of these phenomena doesn't stop at the borders of the European Union or at the
Mhm.
borders of a country. And so if we cannot explain this phenomena and they pass through these areas, we should be able also to exchange this knowledge with other groups and other entities so we can better analyze it.
Yeah, very interesting. So you are verifying the danger and security of these objects. Is there, on the other hand, also an investigation on potential with these groups of existence or flight objects?
Well, what I've been observing is that we already have a kind of reporting system, but it's very inefficient and it doesn't specifically correlates to UAPs, and if it's a UAP, we don't really know if it's being analyzed and how it's being analyzed. So we already have in the civil aviation a regulation that allows pilots to report safety issues, but as we see in the stats, there are no safety issues related to UAPs, and that's strange because some pilots report it as safety problems because they might feel threatened by something that they don't know, and sometimes they report it, but it's not a safety issue. For example, they see it's very far and it's not a direct threat to their security, and so they feel the need to report it, but not through that specific lens of security. So there's a lot of issues that need to be refined when we are considering this regulation. But what I feel, because I already made some questions to the European Commission and they replied, is that I don't feel that they have a willingness to be more debatable on this and work on the regulations, because they say it is possible to do it, and so we have all the mechanisms, but in reality we don't. That's why pilots are talking. That's why other institutions also want to improve these mechanisms, and that's why I think more and more it's important for politicians to talk about it. Unfortunately, I'm the only one that did this here in the European Union. In the European Parliament, but let's see in the next mandate if other MEPs may also do it.
Yeah, I think it's an increasing area, so there is a lot of investigation needed. So, what are the participants getting and learning from your keynote? And will they see the real time pictures? What is your target in this congress?
Well, as I said in the beginning, for me, the most important thing is to have a very scientific base while analyzing this topic. And so I will present all the events that I did. I did one events that had several keynote speakers, including Ryan Graves from the US, the pilot, military pilot, that also took part in the US Congress. I also made several questions to the European Commission, and I even introduced a resolution to improve that regulation that I talked about on civil aviation. So I will basically underline all the work that is being done and also the risks and opportunities that we have in the European Union to push to a more, I would say, in-depth analysis of the topic. So we may end up in several scenarios. If it's all human or all natural, perfect. If there's at least one that we cannot explain, one phenomena, then we have at least two options. One is to improve our monitoring system, or we open the door to a philosophical question that is, what is this phenomena and what are the repercussions of this kind of phenomena? Because we do know that some of them don't reply to the conventional physics that we know. And so that also opens the door to a lot of political and philosophical questions. And I think it's always good to have them, but always focus on the data, always focus on the science. And obviously, if we cannot reach a conclusion, then we open the doors to other kinds of analysis.
Very interesting. So there will be space for the audience to discuss the philosophical questions in alignment with the science, of course, just to get an introduction and yeah, an impression of it, because the audience is also very spiritual and very interested in raising the consciousness. So I have an additional question to that. Are you also, I mean, it's very materialistic, sure, to see the objects, to observe and to investigate with
Mhm.
pilots. Is there also happening investigation of yeah, multidimensional contacts telepathically, but with people that are having psychic abilities and already connecting to yeah, to life outside planet? Is this part of the project?
No, me I'm just doing this very technical analysis. But obviously, when we talk about these subjects, we should always open the door to a more philosophical approach. But what is happening now at the European Union, at least in my actions in the European Parliament, are mainly concerning this. So I think we should go by letters. And I think the easiest way also to decrease the stigma of these professionals surrounding the topic is to improve this regulation so they can feel safe and more people feel safe to talk about the subject, and then we can analyze it. And obviously, if we have a team of scientists and other people, other professionals that analyze this phenomena, it opens the door to different analysis, of course.
Sure. Very good. So we invite all the people that feel safe to discuss about it and feel safe to confront new life on our planet. So who are you inviting especially to your keynote? Speak out your invitation if you like.
To see my keynotes,
Yes, to see the keynote and the Ufology Congress.
well, for me, everyone that is interested, I would not say that the most important people are the most known. I would say that the most important people are the ones who are interested in the topic. And so each and everyone that wants to know that also politics should be caring about this topic should feel the need to check out the presentation and also be present or afterwards, if it's possible, to check it online because, well, again, I think politics plays a big role on this subject and it should not be a part of it. On the contrary, politics should be an expression of the civil society. And so, if by many years civil society is waiting and wants more answers, we should work on them and be as open and transparent as possible.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for this presentation of your keynote. We look very much forward to invite everyone on the 14th, 15th, 16th in June in Barcelona. And Francisco.
Sorry, the internet kind of got lost. Sorry. I did not listen to your
No problem. I think
remarks.
we have a connection issue. Anyway, yes. Would you like to add anything else to the Congress?
No, just I'm excited to be there and to know also different aspects of the topic and to learn also because it's as a politician we are always learning, and so it will be very grateful to be there to understand more about the subject and to also introduce what I've been doing and what I think that the European Union should do surrounding this topic.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for taking part in the interview. And I hope to see you there. And I hope we see you there, dear audience. And have a great evening.
Thanks. Bye bye. See you there.